So I did. So I did. So I did. So I did it. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, you see me here, a beacon of everything good and proper I am, without a doubt. Society's model citizen, always kind, always upright, always giving back. I do what is expected, I do what is right. They looked at me sweetly, so I did what any right-thinking person would do. They smiled, so I answered with more warmth than most could muster. They were nice. My goodness, how nice they were. So in my infinite decency, I reciprocated. They paid attention to me, made me feel like someone worth noticing. So I did what anyone craving connection would do. Did I break their hearts? Did I shatter their illusions? Well, if that is my crime, then it is a crime of being too sweet, too earnest, too responsive, never cruel, only generous, never malicious, only mirroring society's best lessons. I did what I did because the world invited me. With every smile, every nod, every kindness, who in this room with a functioning heart would resist such invitations? Do we punish the gardener because the rain made the flowers grow? Do we indict the mirror for reflecting the face that gazed into it? No. What I did was a simple equation. They gave me cues and I performed my role. Am I to be condemned for playing the part so perfectly, for being precisely what society expects? Charming, receptive, attentive. And now they return weeping, trembling, as they point their fingers and cry out for blame. But I am not a mind reader. I am not a villain. If their hearts are breaking, if their wounds are real, then I ask, who set the stage for tragedy? Was it the actor or the playwright? Was it me, or was it truly them? The reality is simple. I did what I did, and I did it well. I cannot regret what was so clearly arrived at through mutual understanding, through smiles and gestures and signals. I am not guilty. If guilt lives anywhere, it lives in the one who extended the invitation. So I did it. I did it because I am good. I did it because they showed me how. And if that hurts them, then perhaps society should re-examine its lessons. Because, frankly, I am not the villain here. I am simply the sweet respondent to society's signals, an innocent mirror reflecting the world's desire to be seen, heard, and returned kindly. If that is my crime, then I accept it. But do not ask me to carry the weight of guilt that does not belong to me. For I am T. So I did. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want you to listen very carefully. I am not the monster they are trying to paint me as. I am not reckless or cruel or thoughtless. I am, in fact, somebody who has always tried to do what was right. I never forced myself into anyone's life. No, I was invited. They looked at me, and so I did. They smiled at me, and so I did. They were nice to me, and so naturally I did what a kind, decent person would do in response. I gave back, I responded, I mirrored. Tell me, who among you seated here has not answered a smile with kindness? Who here has not tried to be what society expects? A good person, a sweet person, a person who contributes rather than destroys. That's all I've ever done. And yet somehow I am standing here today, accused, vilified, picked apart, because my kindness happened to ripple in ways I could not predict. Because what I thought was right, they now say was wrong. Because my humanity, my instinct was weaponized against me. But I ask you, if the seed was planted by them, how dare they hold me accountable for the tree that grew? If they looked at me, smiled at me, opened that door for me with gestures and attention, am I not human for walking through it? And now they want to claim that harm was done. Well, let me ask, Did I set out to harm? No. Did I plan malice? No. Everything I did because at that moment I believed it was right. Because society taught me that if someone is kind to you, you reciprocate. If someone shows light, you reflect it. So I did. And I did. And I did again. Now they sit here and say, but it hurt us. Maybe it did. But why is that my fault? Why is the burden dropped on my shoulders when all the signs told me to act, all their cues encouraged me to respond? No, ladies and gentlemen, I will not take this false weight. I will not bow down to guilt that was manufactured. I did not trick them. I did not coerce them. I did not invent a smile where none existed, nor conjure warmth where there was only cold. They gave me the script. They lit the stage. And yes, I played my role. So if there is fault, let it stay with the playwright, not the actor. If there is blame, then blame the ones who smiled, who opened the gates, who set this wheel turning. Because me, I only did what society told me was good. I gave, I mirrored, I responded, and for that, I stand accused, sweet, kind, law-abiding, and accused.
Continuing on, so I say it again without apology. I did it. I did it because they led me to. I did it because they smiled at me first. And I did it because I am everything they claim I am not. A good person, a right person, the kind of person this society should want more of. If that is a crime, then the crime is not mine. It is theirs.
So I did. They looked at me, so I did. They smiled at me, so I did. They were kind to me, so I did. They noticed me, watched me, gave me presents, and so I did. I did what I thought was right, what I thought was safe, what my mind convinced me in that moment would fill the emptiness. My actions were not born of malice, but of survival, not of cruelty, but of hunger for connection, for acknowledgement, for a place in the story. And yet, they say I hurt them. They whisper that my choices carried a shadow, that my instinct carved wounds. Perhaps they are right, perhaps the damage was real. But when I stood there, I did not measure tomorrow. I was trapped in the pulse of now. So I did. I did it again. And again. And when the world came back to question me, asked me why, I said it was not my fault. Because how could it be? How is a flame guilty for burning when it was sparked by another's hand? How is a mirror to blame for reflecting the face pressed so close against it? It was not my fault, it was their fault for showing me a door and pretending there was no room beyond it. For drawing me near yet recalling when I stepped closer. For teaching my mind to associate smiles with permission and attention with trust. But deep inside me, beyond blame and beyond defense, lies the truth. I was searching, I was reaching. And in the space between intention and consequence, I learned something brutal. That being moved to act does not excuse what follows. That being seen does not justify what is done. That blame once scattered will always circle back. So I stand here saying what I once could not. Yes, I did. Yes, it hurt. Yes, I chose it, even if I did not understand. And no, it may not be my fault, but it is my responsibility. Because if I spend my life pointing outward, crying, they made me, they shaped me, they faulted me, then I remain remain their prisoner. But if I point inward, if I carry both the wound and the weapon, then I at last become free. So I did. So I do.